Roger. Copy that. 11 secure. 10-4.
Yo, it's Sigma Prepper, where wisdom is the key. We're ready for the future, staying ahead and staying free. When the world goes dark, we won't be shedding a tear. We prep with our minds, never ruled by fear. It's not the list of preps, it's the knowledge we flex. Gaining understanding and solving what's next. No sitting by a fire, eating squirrels on sticks. We'll be navigating chaos using Sigma Prepper's tricks.
In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
SHTF, we break it down smart. From the big picture view to the detail in the parts. Drew Law's got you, his knowledge on tap. Real-time strategy, he cuts through the crap. From the high IQs to the tech we choose. We're ahead of the game, we never gonna lose. We stay prepared, never needing to fight. Join Sigma Prepper and we'll make it through the night.
It's seeing the signs, reading tomorrow through intelligent minds. Survival's more than just having a plan. It's about how you act when it all hits the fan. Join our Discord where knowledge is prime. The wolf pack's there for you every time. In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. We're on a mission, there's no turning back. From crisis to strength, we'll survive the storm. It's knowing you've been able since the day you were born. Survival's an art, we sharpen the blade. We adapt, we survive, we're not afraid. Get yourself comfy for the Sigma Prepper show. The time is counting down and we're nearly good to go. Prepare your mind, cause intelligence is the key. Owning our instincts, we don't freeze, fight or flee. Knowledge is power, it's the ultimate force. No following the herd, we just create a new course. From a single lone woman to a family of 5. Learn from Sigma Prepper and see how you can thrive.
In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. Click the like button, it's as easy as that. Check the description for the links you need. Follow my socials, subscribe to my feed. Support me on Patreon to gain the edge. Discounts and freebies, just make a pledge. The countdown's done, it's time to go. Sigma Preppers Live, let's start this show.
Welcome Wolfpack. Here we are, Sunday night. Campfire Catch-up. And I'm hearing some ding-a-ling in the background. Elusive Dartmoor Survival, great to see you, my man. Hi, Sim, glad to be here. I'm new Survival channel. Excellent. Well, let's give you a shout out to begin with then. Welcome each and every one of you to, of course, our Campfire Catch-up, as we always do. So here we are. Thank you everyone for joining me. It's been a mad rush, not really got much. Well, I've got loads actually, but it was a little bit lastminute.com because I was really stuck into something that I've been working on for you guys, and it's really difficult to pull myself away. I'm suffering PTSD right now, even just the short amount of time I've been pulled away from the project, right? So let's get through it. We've got some wonderful peeps in the house to say hello to for an absolute start. Is someone who I'm looking for specifically, but Pedigree Mongrel will start at the top. First in the house, one of our wonderful moderators. Pedigree Mongrel, local prepper, good to see you, man. Good to you. Thank you for your. Are you still here? Yes, you are. For your super chat yesterday, really appreciate you helping to keep the lights on, and appreciate you appreciating me. Robert McNamara, man, I missed you yesterday, Robert. I know you missed me too. I saw your comment, dude. Thank you, really appreciate you. But yeah, really sorry you missed it. Missed it yesterday. Sandy in the house, another one of our moderators and great friend as well. Great to see you. And Cypher the Cypher in the house. Who else we got? Loads of people. Moderator of all moderators, Daily Survival's with us. Of course, she'll be throwing the links in throughout the night as I'm waffling on about stuff as usual. So thank you for your support and keeping it all clean and tidy. You know how we do. Talking to Clean and Tidy, here he is, Mr. John C himself, one of our VIP Patreon members. Great to see you, man. And Random Warrior as well, one of our YouTube members. That join button down there gets you access to all sorts of beautiful stuff, including custom emojis and your name in green with a little tick thingy bob, so I know that you're special. I mean, everyone's special, but there's some people who are more special than others. Talking about special, look at Mel in the house, sliding in the back door. Great to see you, my lovely. And Meaty Boy as well. 2 nights in a row. Yes, 2 nights in a row. For those that missed it, we were rocking last night doing this one. Trump tariffs, how it ends. Yeah, we were asking a question as part of our poll. For those that were there, for those that weren't, had a poll rocking yesterday, and of course if you're joined on our Discord server, the Wolfpack Discord community service, a place to be. Look at all the beautifully organised knowledge base that's been building for 3 years now of content and members adding to that, so thank you to each and every one of you. Of course, 3-year anniversary on the 1st of April. I haven't done an official show yet, which we will be doing over the next week or so. I had a setback, but I'm recovered. I was fortunately super prepared against any setbacks, so I only lost about 3 weeks worth of work, which is still 3 weeks nonetheless, but I'm back, so we're all good in the hood. Animal lovers, looks like someone's added something new in there. Oh, it's Sandy with her TikTok video to foxes. Do you know, actually, I might even have, that's a point, might even have something along those lines a little bit later on. Thank you to everyone who's contributed with the memes and the quotes as well. We'll be doing that on the main show. But this is what we had going on yesterday. We had a poll that we were doing. So Trump's move with the tariffs, we were asking a question. Is it full crash helmet and box of crayon styly? Or are we looking at some complete genius 5D chess move that us mere mortal folk don't get? So look how split that was. 52% to 47%. Yeah, there's 1% of you are missing somewhere. I don't know where you went to, but I guess it's a rounding error. But check it out. How split is that? So I really apologise for being so divisive in the video yesterday. But I didn't, you know. This is the thing, you see. This is why we're here, to sort of say, you know, unpick it, right? Pull it apart, look inside it and see what we think. Speculate, hypothesise. Yeah? So, it was a great show yesterday. So thank you to those that joined in for it. And of course, this is the thumbnail if you missed it, if you want to catch up on it. And give it some love in the comments and stuff like that. So that's how it panned out on the vote if you missed it last night. So thank you to everyone who contributed. Thank you for those who kept the lights on during it. Really appreciate you all. Got Outlawed UK with us tonight. Great to see you in the house. And UK Urban Prepper. Lots of UKs in the house. There is as Kaza talking of UKs. Hello, my darling. Good to see you. We're still way overdue a catch-up, so sort yourself out, girlfriend. Sort yourself out. Pat Riot as well. Great to see you. Respect. Gang signs with the letter R and K and ESPT. Hey, Sandy. Jenny Simon as well. Good news. I think I might be miraculously cured of this gallbladder pancreas weighing 89 pounds. My darling, good to hear you on the mend. And here we go. This is leading us nicely into our first super chat of the night. Respect. With the letter K, and gang signs go to you as well. We do have a birthday girl, but I'm going to wait until she comes, she joins us tonight. We also have a birthday boy. It's Hugo Bear's birthday today. I'm going to try and get him in here in part 2, but I can't. It's going to be tricky because he's not really himself the last couple of days. He's all right, but he did have a couple of days of not very solid you-know-what. And so, yeah, I feel a bit mean trying to get him in here, which I've already tried to do, and he wasn't up for it, so I thought, I don't want to force him. But it's Hugo's birthday. He's 9 today. And Boer Bull breeds, South African Mastiffs, usually only go until about 10 or 11 years old, so we'll see. We'll see how Hugo Bear does. Talking to Hugo Bear, really got to get a couple more pictures of him in here. There's Osprey Tom sharing their loved one. Look, that's what a cute little looking face. And Purple Flurple, JD, bless his cotton socks. This is Osprey Tom's furry friend. Looks quite young, actually. We could stark opposite to Purple Flurple, who is like 17.5 years old or something when he popped his clogs just a few weeks ago. So, what a beautiful doggy. What a beautiful mummy as well. So thank you for sharing your pets. I need to get a few more Hugo Bear. There's one of him sharing a plate with his friend's Socks, who's a stray cat we took in. Socks is the only one who doesn't seem to care about him too much. But yeah, so he's 9 today. He doesn't look it. There was one a couple of weeks ago when I went to the pond with him and you came with me. Where's that one? That's probably the last. Here we go. That's probably like the last decent one. And you can see it was cold as well a couple of weeks ago. Got his coat on. Look. So that's Hugo Bear. It's his birthday today. Yeah, so happy birthday to Hugo Bear. We'll see if we can get him in here in the break. And I'll give him a treat biscuit because he hasn't been on a walk today. So I'll give him the biscuit that he'd normally have after a walk. But bless his cotton socks. He's definitely the bestest, my favoritist living being. Obviously, it's different to, you know, Magic Hand, Mr. Sigma Prepper, and, you know, Sigma Prepper Jr. and stuff like that. But he is, without doubt, my favoritist living being in that way. Anyway, respectity do out to my Hugo Bear. And thank you, Day Survival, keeping the links flowing. So, loads of stuff. I mean, this is the funny thing, because I had something here that I don't... it didn't look like it got downloaded. Hold on, let me look for something quickly, because it was kind of apt, but kind of not. I might have that other one here as well. Doesn't look like it. Sorry, I'm missing a couple of vids, man. Missing a couple of vids. Which we can't be having that. Oh no, not that one. Sorry. So, I'm just going to jump into my folder. I'm going to see what's going on with everybody in the chat. Hey, birthday Hugo, give him a great big hug from me. Definitely will do. We'll see if we can get him in the break time when we come back. I have turned the ads off again for you tonight. Yes, that's who I was talking about, Sandy, Carolyn, but I was going to wait until she turns up and then we'll wish her a happy birthday because she said it was the 13th. Although, theoretically, for Carolyn, you see, it's actually the 14th because she's in Australia, mate. So, yeah. Good to see you having it out in the chat. L. Robertson in the house, great to see you. All the way from Scotland. I say all the way, but it depends where you are, isn't it? If you're in Australia, mate, then it is all the way from Scotland. So let's see if I've got the video that I'm thinking of. I think I only grabbed it today. Nah, I obviously didn't download the video. What a letdown. Hello, Zach. Good to see you. So I'll tell you what. Let's start with the first one, and just so we can catch up and put ourselves at ease, yeah. We can rest assured. In terms of cryptos, we're looking alright. I hope you're all wearing your onesies as well for the Campfire Catch-up. You know, it's supposed to be chill. Oh, we haven't even done our toast. What are we toasting to? We usually do our official toast when we come back from part 2, but I feel like we need to kick off part 1 with a toast as well. I'll tell you what. We're entering into spring, summertime now, where the wildlife and the bugs are all about. I saw a big old spider up there yesterday, up near in my lab area, as I was soldering up a circuit board. I see this thing moving. I mean, not massive. It's like this big and skinny legs. But today, while I've been doing other work or trying to, and I know it's Sunday, you're not supposed to be working on a Sunday, but I'm a naughty boy. I had this fly buzzing around all day, landing on the rim of my cup, right? Every time I went to take a sip, I looked at my cup. And there it was, sitting on the rim of my cup. And I've had a bad experience with that. I've got my technique, you see. I'll just show you it now quickly. Right, so if I see a fly on the side of my cup, if I don't have chopsticks at hand, because I'm... no problem. If I can't find my chopsticks or they're just not about and I see the fly on the rim of the cup, option 2, if there's no chopsticks, is... you go like this as though you're clapping the top of your mug, but as you do it, you raise your hands up to the top because flies instinctively go up. So you're sort of beating them to it and then bosh. Sorry about your luck, right? That's the plan. Anyway, but I had a bad experience of that once. I did that and caught the side of my mug that was on the desk. And I had one of my earlier tier prototype. So literally this one here. right, which was one of the things. This is like the tactical intelligence assistant, right? Tia, most people know her as. This is the touchscreen here that she comes up on, right? This was lying on the desk, literally near my cup, and got covered in tea. And I had to sort of somewhat rinse it out with some alcohol spray, right? So I've had a bad experience doing that. But anyway, all day today, I've had this fly buzzing about, and it's been going on the mug. And I've got PTSD from my whole doing the clap bidney since the cup doing its thing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to propose a toast to the fly. But is it Gandhi or is it Dalai Lama? I think it's a Dalai Lama. And if you know what I know, then you know already what I'm looking for. Dalai Lama. There's a quote, and I'm just making sure it's from him. Yeah, it is. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure it was by the right person, because sometimes I say it's by Gandhi, but it's not. It's by Dalai Lama. Anyway, gather round, Wolfpack. After all that nonsense, right? I'm going to propose a toast to the fly. Yeah. And in the Dalai Lama's words, yeah, if you think you're too small to make a difference, try spending the night in a room with a mosquito. If you think you're too small to make a difference, try spending the night in a room with a mosquito, as per Dalai Lama. Love, peace, and progress to the pack, everyone. Cheers. Thank you for joining me. Yummy. To the fly. Who made it to the other side without dying. He's in here. So he's on the monitor right now. He's on the bezel of my monitor. Screen 2. Anyway, cryptos. Just looking briefly, because it's the weekend, like I said yesterday, we were talking about economic and ting, because we had obviously the whole, you know, Trump doing his bidney, right? That we were chatting about. AKA, not that one. Did I close it down? I think I did. Anyway, we were chatting about it, and obviously cryptos still go at the weekend, so we can look at that. Also, earthquakes. There's the flies lit on my screen, man. Anyway, Fiji Islands, check it out. 6.5. We've got a 5.5 as well. There was actually another one in the Fiji Islands. It's just dropped off. It's just dropped off the map. So it's obviously more than 24 hours ago. This is 24 hours, 2.5 and above quakes. 38 quakes on the map. We usually used to see in about 30, early 30s. So nothing too dramatic. But 6.5, 271 kilometer depth. Maybe people felt it, maybe not. In terms of the sun doesn't obviously take the weekend off either. You can see here we've had another one popping off. 13th today. Another one must have dropped off yesterday. So yeah, and that's again that 40-55 sunspot, which I was saying yesterday's only got about a day left on the sun. Look, and then it's off the limb. 40-55 look right there. So it's just turning out. So we're not going to see much from that anymore. So we can all relax and we can unbuckle our seatbelts and chill out and get our onesies on and our robes. I'm sporting... Oh, you see, notice I didn't shave again because, you know, I had lots of people who say, oh, don't shave again. I like you when you got a beard or stubble. So I get mixed results with stubble. By the way, Robert McNamara, how's our wonderful Wolfpack Junior member doing with her ankle? Daryl in the house, great to see you, and Band again with us. Who else have I missed? Yorkshire Pud joining us. Thank you so very much. Get yourself known live in the chat. Libra Stella did, yeah? And look, it's paying off, giving her some respect. Whoosh. Who else? Come on. I know YouTube doesn't put out notifications to anyone, but come on. Anyway. So let's burn through, shall we? Because before we know it, it's going to be break time. So really, one of the big topics we were chatting about yesterday in the show with the Trump tariffs and ting was about sort of how it's... A lot of people would say that Trump's underestimating China. He's obviously 10 years behind in terms of where China's at, and they've developed so... not aggressively in that way, but aggressively in terms of actively... proactively so very much over the last 10, 20 years, particularly the last 5, the technological advancements and stuff like that, is made them really independent. They are like the Sigma country of the world in terms of the Sigma character being independent, self-reliant and resilient and stuff like that, right? China is basically that, right? China is like the Sigma personality as a country in the world out of 253 countries, or however you're going to count them. I call it 193. But yes, so it's an important one to unpack, because this isn't going anywhere and the West is falling behind further and further every day. And when we're entering into a space of fourth industrial revolution style disruption, change, and you know, people are going to be having to get out of their comfort zone, basically. So that's part of your preparedness, needs to be preparing for that, because it's not going anywhere. It's coming full speed, right? So there's no good fighting it. You ain't going to win. So you've got to position yourself now for later on. That's the basis of prepping, right? Is to extrapolate current trends ahead of time to determine where you think it's going to end up. And then, okay, what am I going to need if the world looks like that, right? So that's the basics of what we're talking about. And so, sorry, I really need to keep up with the chat as well. And I'm supposed to be showing you some videos. Okay, can I even find the folder? Where is it gone? It's here. So, that's the premise of what we were talking about in terms of China's launch ahead, and how it's a mistake to try and alienate China from anything. Because really what you're doing is you're alienating yourself indirectly by proxy, because China's the one who's been accepted by many countries, and Africa's kicking out France, Africa's kicking out a lot of other nations, and they're inviting China in to help build infrastructure and stuff like this. And that's going to be a big problem. France is already feeling that, where they've been booted out of places in Africa that they used to sort of control, and now they don't. And so there's going to be resource wars there's going to be resource proxy wars, let's say, because America's alienating themselves, and again from Europe to a degree as well, but Europe's alienating themselves from other countries as it is, particularly over the Russia stuff and all the sanctions and things like this on Russian products, which is having an effect on, as the BRICS nations are pulling together, all the sanctions they're putting on Russia has just sped that up with their, you know, BRICS efforts and their their version of the SWIFT system that the BRICS has, is that sped up, production of that has sped up dramatically as a direct result of how confidence in the US dollar and in the US economy has become less and less as a result of the dollar being used as a weapon all the time, as the SWIFT system being used as a weapon against people like China and North Korea and other countries like this that are under sanctions and get refused access to the SWIFT payment system and other things like this. So all the time America's made the mistake of using that as a weapon. The other countries, what they've really been doing behind the scenes is going, do you know what, we're kind of sick of this shit. Can't we just use our own currencies between each other? And everyone's like, yeah, I'm up for that. And everyone's like, yeah, I'm up for that. And that's what's been happening over the last 5-10 years. And so a little bit late to the game, the West, to notice what's happening. And I think there's been so many things that have backfired as a result of that, right? I'll give an example. Even the talking of banning TikTok had a massive black swan level backfiring to the establishment on that one, where really the big driving force behind trying to ban TikTok was more about censorship than anything else. Got nothing to do with privacy. If they cared about privacy, Facebook would be in jail a million times over, right? So we know it's not a privacy thing, right? And to be honest, most people would say and agree that, you know, if it's a privacy issue, I'd much rather China have my data than my own government, because I trust a foreign nation to not have a fucking dog in the race more than, do you know what I mean? It's like, if anything, it's your own government people want privacy from, not foreign nations that don't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? So when they went through the banning of that, and let me give you a clue as well, there was a massive push by, it begins with an A, it's 4-letter thingy bob, right? And their job is to make sure that people are talking nicely about a certain place that is real. Yeah, if you know what I mean. So if you don't talk nicely about the place that is real, then you'll find yourself in trouble. And the problem was that because Facebook and, you know, X to some degree, but not, and Instagram particularly, and other places like this are so controlled in terms of what's allowed, what the narrative out there and what the consensus, and as a lot of astroturfing and techniques like that used. I talked about that with a Warzone Wednesday, information warfare tactics. We talked all about that, right? And so those strategies are the sort of types of things that are used in social media to try and, you know, sway people to one thing or another. And what they found was that they weren't able to do that on TikTok. And as a result, when the whole thing was kicking off between you know who and you know who, right? And there was a whole thing about who was waving whose flag and all this kind of bidney, right? And I'm talking about the place on the strip, if you know what I mean, right? Versus the place that's like is real, yeah. Because it seemed like there was more people on the side of the strip than it was the people that is real, right? It was like that was the big problem. And so the entity that starts with the letter A and is 4 letters that is embedded in like the USA establishment, that was the driving force, just so you know, behind the takeover of TikTok. It was like fuck all to do with privacy, just so you know, right? But that backfired astronomically, right? Because I've mentioned before, many years ago, about how BBC has a budget to make China look bad, right? BBC has something like £3 million a year, I think it is, budget given to it to make sure that China is always shown in a negative light, right? And they do that with things like, even, I know it sounds pathetic, I come from running a media company for many, many years back in the day, right? Not even that long back in the day. And I can tell you now, right, that it seems like a small thing, but believe me, this is important when it comes to psychology, is they even have special filters that they always apply to Chinese footage, yeah? And this is important, and it isn't nothing, right? I mean, my professional Hollywood production camera has a Sign Alter badge on it, right? For those that don't know, Sign Alter is a standard that allows professional videographers and cinematographers to provide footage to, whether it's CNN or Associated Press or BBC. You can supply footage to them, but if you're working for the BBC, they'll give you the Sign Alter. It's like a theme, if you like, right? It's like a calibration color setup file. And the idea of why I pay a premium with my media company to have a Sign Alter badged camera is that then BBC theoretically can give you the Sign Alter code that you can then install in your camera. You can put on your memory card, put in your camera, and it will basically make the saturation, the blacks, the whites, the skin tones, and the white balance. It will basically match it to all of the other footage. If you can imagine, BBC and CNN and places like this, they're getting footage in from reporters from all the way around the world, right? So they have to have a way to make sure they all kind of look similar. Otherwise, they're going to be different vibrancy levels and all this other shit. I don't want to get too technical, but let's just say that there's a reason why you have things like this in place with the Sign Alter badge, and so that you can do stuff like this. So when I say that they've got a special filter they use for any footage to do with China, I'm not fucking about. This is serious stuff, because you don't do that accidentally. For the reasons that I just explained, right, with a Sign Alter badging. So, when you're spending 3 million sheets a year just to make a country look bad, and America has their own ways of doing that as well, by just not talking about any other country but themselves anyway to their population, more so than most, you end up with a real problem, because what you end up with is a nation of people who, or a Western group of nations of people who have spent the last 20 years being indoctrinated and propagandized into believing that China is a bunch of peasants, which is why people like Vance comes out calling them peasants, right? And if you ask a Chinese person, they would tell you that that's a compliment, because in Chinese culture, being a peasant is basically, direct translation means being a farmer. And farmers are praised as heroes in China. Yeah, anyone who's able to feed 1.4 billion people, that's 1,400 million people, right, in a country. Believe me, the farmers are praised. There's a reason why when they went to the moon, the only thing that China wanted a sample of was the soil, so they could see if they fucking grow crops on the moon. That was it. That's all I cared about. Give me some soil samples, man. We need to see if we can grow crops up there. We got 1.4 billion people to feed, goddammit. Right? This is what we're chatting about. So for years, people have been convinced. Now, me and Magic Hand had, you know, we were lucky enough to spend a lot of time in Asia and live there for many years, a decade or more, right? So, been to China a lot of times, but the problem is that when you see it and then you see what the West is doing, you know that it's like a nihilistic. It's not going to end well for us, right? It's not going to end well. This is not how we compete on the global stage. It's really weak, competitive strategy. If it is even, you can even call it a strategy. Because I tell you what, they got their shit figured out, man. This is what they're doing now. It's like, you know, robots building walls in 36 minutes. We ain't competing with that. Yeah? This is just... It's happening at such a rate. This is why I keep talking about the Fourth Industrial Revolution. There's a reason why Klaus Schwab wrote a book on it. Lich, man. They're properly going for it, and they're getting their entire resources figured out and their manufacturing processes figured out, so that they're literally sigmaed up to the hilt. Yeah? We reckon we're Sigmas, man. Check out China. They're getting themselves sorted out so they don't rely on anyone but themselves, which is, you know, that is the most sustainable way to be sustainable, isn't it? Right? Because if you're not relying on third-party people to come and mess you up or not be able to deliver you something, or I don't know, what more for the reasons you can't think of than for the reasons you can when it comes to military strategy and stuff like that, you know, that's how you have to think. So he just feels like, you know, meaty boy here, see what you're saying about it. Yeah, Chinese people are not weak. They work very hard, very smart people, big time. Just look at their trains, innit, Robert? Crazy things. I mean, when me and Magic Hand first went to Singapore, like 10 years, 15, maybe 20 years ago, 2005, yeah. 20 years ago, Singapore was like way out there, man. I loved it, especially as a designer, creator, and I've been in marketing and media so many years that when you go somewhere, you like the shop window layouts are just beautiful. The signage everywhere is just clean and perfect and bright and futuristic and shit. It's really hard to explain, right? But I'm just saying it's like really annoying because people are being convinced that we're the best in the world, which is making people not try harder. That makes sense. It's like learn dependency. In a way. EDS Farage said that for years. So yeah, and it backfired horrendously because when sorry, going back to the TikTok ban. Cheers everyone. When the TikTok ban kicked off, or the talk of it kicked off, a bunch of people, particularly Americans, I went out of butchers as well. A butcher's means have a look, right? I went to have a look myself. So did millions of other people at Red Note. Now, Red Note is the Chinese version of TikTok. They don't really use TikTok the way we do. Chinese people have got Red Note that they use for that, right? And so a bunch of people were saying, oh, all right, well, if TikTok's going to get banned, then we'll use Red Note, right? So people all piling into Red Note and that, and they were like, what's going on, man? This isn't what we were told China was like. This isn't what we were told Chinese people were like. They've got a load of cool shit and they just look like us. You know, they got the same... They're not slaves. They're not, like, in communist camps and things, you know? And suddenly everyone's like, what's going on? We've been lied to. Right? And it was so amazing watching everybody in the comment section just amazed that, wow, this isn't what we were told. And it was like, it was so amazing that because I've been trying so many years to explain to people how far behind we are in the West despite what we're being told all the time, right? And it's scary. It's scary how behind we are. And it's even more scary because we're being told we're so great when it's like, no, we're not. Not at all. Yeah. And all the time we're being told we're great. We're not trying to be better. We think we're already great. So it's like complacency sets in. This is the problem. And then when you're suddenly too late to realise that you fell behind, the only thing you've got left in your toolbox is to just try and tie the shoelaces of all the other competitors out there and hope that they fall over. Because that's the only way you're going to win. Right? It's so annoying. Oh, man. So, when I'm seeing all these things transpire, and all of these developments and, you know, things like ChatGPT doing this and then DeepSeek coming out doing that and, you know, and then you've got DeepSeek comes out with something else and then Manus, another Chinese AI company, comes out with something else, which is proper MCP based AI agents, which is taking it to the next level if you're following the whole AI thing at the moment. Obviously, it's my industry, so I have to. But, yeah, it's kind of... it's scary stuff if you're on the wrong side of it and you don't know what Guam, right? As I was showing you some of the technology with the Chinese cars and stuff and how it makes things like Teslas look. So this is going to have a direct effects on all of us. Move all the tariff business aside. Forget about any of that. This is like, regardless of that, I'm just saying generally, we've got our work cut out for us just to stay relevant at this point. Yeah. Carolyn Rose in the house. Sorry, my thing's just crashed. Now and again it crashes. We're back again. And then I have to check because as local prepper noticed, right? I have to check when the window crashes. It's a YouTube thing, not a me thing. I have to refresh it and then I get this really thin black line come up here sometimes. But we're alright. Hey, birthday girl. Yes, indeed. We've been waiting for you to arrive, my darling. So, come on. We can all wish Carolyn Rose a happy birthday. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my beautiful Carolyn Rose. Happy birthday to you. So lovely to see you tonight, my darling. I did explain to people that obviously in Australia... it's kind of already the 30th, this is the 14th of April. So yes, but thank you so much for popping in, Carolyn Rose. What an absolute babe. Here she is. Birthday girl in the house. Happy birthday, my darling. And I'm glad we could all be here for you. Look at all the love. Miss Worm in the house as well. Greetings to you. Yorkshire Pud. Banned again. Carolyn Rose, here we go. Carolyn, 21 again. Happy birthday, beautiful, from Sandy. Happy birthday from Daily Survival. Meaty boy, sending out the love. I'm so glad you came in. I said earlier on to people, I said, I am waiting for a particular birthday girl to pop in tonight. Because I did some happy birthday for Hugo Bear for yesterday / today. Based on what's on his microchip anyway. Outlawed in the house, giving it the happy birthdays. Yorkshire Pud giving it the happy birthdays. All good in the house. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your love. This Worm sending you a balloon. And Random Warrior. Look, what a great bunch you are. Thank you, everyone. And do you know what, Carolyn? I don't know what you would like for your birthday, but do you know what? What I'd like you to have for your birthday, what I'd like to buy you, if money was no sheets and sheets was no money, right? I have picked a birthday present out for you, Carolyn. So when I'm rich and not famous, right? When my galactic domination plans take effect, right? I haven't got past my global domination plans yet, but once I've got past that and then I get to the galactic domination plans, you're included in them, Carolyn Rose. That's all I want you to know for your birthday. You are included in my galactic domination plans. I can't say fairer than that, can I? And not only that, I've also already picked out your birthday present. Check it out. Are you ready? Now, if you don't like it, it's fine. We'll see if anybody else in the chat's up for it. I think you'll like it. Check it out.
Check this out. In this bulletproof SUV, you get these executive style back seats over here, as well as a roll-up TV screen with built-in Apple TV for some additional privacy. Now this is meant to be driven in, so you get these wooden tables that slide in when you don't need them, a built-in mini bar, cup holders over here, and these leather seats have built-in leg rests. There's also a starlight roof with suede and leather, iPads built into the side, and behind these curtains is the bulletproof glass. Now, if someone tries to break in, you can activate the electrocuting door handles, and trust me, they work. And there are also these pepper spray nozzles. Check them out. Isn't that cool? Oh shoot! On the outside, you get explosive protection underneath, these military-grade run-flat tires, blinding strobe lights up here, this metal steel ram bumper in case you need to drive through a wall, and sirens.
So, let me know, my darling, what do you think about that? Do you like it? Do you like your post-galactic domination plan success birthday present? Robert McNamara in the house. We love you, Carolyn. She's been with me for about 5 years now, Carolyn, girlfriend, didn't you? Yeah? Through all my channels that keep getting wiped out. But Carolyn's been there through every one of them. Thank you so much, Carolyn. I really appreciate it. Oh, dear. Make sure you eat your treats. Look, Meaty Boy's giving her some proper treats, man. So let me know who's up for Flat Cat Gamers like it. Suppose I'll take a couple. Maybe another for the lake house. That'd be good. Ooh, Daily Survivor's wanting it. She's wanting it. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'll give you it, girl. I'll give you it. Hate the damn thing. Hey, calm down, eh? What's going on here, eh? Carolyn, like my family, they treat me like God. Ignored until they want something. Thank you, Meaty Boy. Talking of treats, I was going to get Hugo Bear in here for his birthday treat, which is only going to be a walk biscuit. I can say that comfortably without him being it. I'm so gutted I haven't got that video. I had another version 2 video, the one, you know, the best jobs in the world thing we've been looking at, with the, like, doing the doggy daycare thing with a big old American school bus. Yeah, piling all the dogs on there. Just going out having a laugh with a load of dogs for the day. How cool's that? I call that therapy, not fucking work. I'll take that car, my truck motor, innit? I don't think it's an EV. I don't think it's an EV. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I've got an absolute find for you. Yeah. Is the Kawasaki Corleo. Let me know live in the chat if you know what the Kawasaki Corleo is. No cheating. No looking it up. I just want to know if you've heard of it or not. Kawasaki. Because I always remember the name of it, but I've never... I need to get... I want something that I can show you so you can see what I'm chatting about. Let me just... I don't want to search across my channel. I just want normal YouTube, not my... not my YouTube admin. Just YouTube, please. And we'll do a search. Kawasaki Corleo. Just got a little bit. I just got a little bit silly.
Kawasaki has officially announced its intention.
Shh. Just got a little bit of a semi there. So let me know live in the house if you know what Guam, what I'm chatting about when I'm talking about the Kawasaki. Those dog robots, exactly those fucking dog lion robots, I'm calling them wolf robots. Meaty treaty sweets. Ooh. That sounds like a chat line to me, Flat Cap Gaming. I'll go, do you want some of my meaty treaty sweets? They're meaty and treaty. Right. Here we go. Check it out. Kawasaki thing. Hold on. Oh, come on. Where's the good bits? Look. Look. Yes, you sit on it like a horse. Or a lion. Would you... I mean, this is real, man. So as in... Ian Litch. The geezer. Oh, come on. What's going on? Here we go. Look. So imagine this for all-terrain. Bugging out, man. This is my preferred bug-out vehicle. As Americans would say. Bug-out vehicle. Check it out. This is where we're Guam. Yeah? Look at it. Come on. I mean, let me know, Carolyn. Would you want that instead? Let me know. Let me know what you're thinking. This is hydrogen powered. Hydrogen fuel, right? Sandy's wanting one. I've heard of dog bots, but didn't know the name. Isn't that awesome as hell, man? This is what I'm saying. This is you know, I'm willing to do whatever sponsorship deal with whoever, right? So that I can test things like the bulletproof SUV we were looking at, yeah? Carolyn's post-galactic domination plan success birthday present. Yeah? And Kawasaki send me one of them and I'll check it out, because then I can like properly promote it to all the preppers and the survivalists who give a shit about having the best bug out vehicle in the world. Sorry, best bug out vehicle in the world. Yeah? Price tag, couple of bags of sand, maybe a bit more, probably less than a car. Well, less than a European and American car, not less than a Chinese car. Creepy. I want to have the vehicle on legs like that, maybe. Brilliant. Not seeing those. Yeah, man, they're cool. Like it. And for those that don't know, my original background's electronic and robotic engineering. So, despite my history of various things that I've done, that's where I thought I was going to be, right? So, you know, robotics and stuff super close to my heart. Some people have seen things like my Sentry turret mechanics that I built as well, which is still in production. I need to finish the network interface, so it's remote tracking and stuff. I'm keen to look into the new AI cameras that you can buy. For the Raspberry Pi would probably be the best platform for running my Sentry turret for object tracking and stuff like that. So, what did I miss? Oh, just loads of people coming here started saying real load of bad stuff about you, local prepper. Right, really, really bad about you, man. It was bad news. Yeah, the minute you left, that was it. They were all on it. Yeah, they were all about it. I mean, we'll see now you're back, local prepper. We'll see. I mean, Sandy and everyone and the moderators did a great job of getting rid of all the comments. They were really nasty, but trolls, innit? Yeah, Robert. So, but now you're back, local prepper. They might not. They might have gone away now. But other than that, I don't think you missed anything. Kawasaki piggybacky, innit? How long have we been messing about? 50 minutes, yeah? We haven't even got our hot water bottles and hot chocolate sorted out yet. We don't need hot water bottles, we got the campfire. But we definitely need the hot chocolate. Missing some cool cars. What happened to Funky Prepper? Exactly what I theorised had happened to him, ironically. But luckily, skin of teeth, he slid through. Yeah? Fair play to him and all. So, he slid through, came out the other side, and now he's being a good boy. He's keeping his bum clean, as we all should. That was the point of my video in the first place. There were no trolls at all, local prepper. I was joking. I thought it was funny. No one else did, but as long as I thought it was funny, it was worth it. I'll stick to those funky cars with electrocution handles and pepper spray wipers, isn't it? I mean, thinking about it, you could probably set them up pretty pretty straightforward. Do you know, there was this book that I had way back when I was about 16. Bear in mind, I was kicked out on the street when I was 15, right? So, you know, 16-year-old, curious, minded boys. I had this book. Anyway, cut to the story. I had this book. It was called The Forbidden Knowledge. I shouldn't even tell you that I even had it or read it or anything, but we're talking quite a long time ago. And it was actually something that I got from the back of one of my electronic and prototype engineering magazines, believe it or not. Along with, I got into surveillance and intelligence gathering and stuff like that, and building my own surveillance bugs and shit like this. Anyway, so when I was 16, I do you know, I did a private investigation home study course as well. Sorry, what were we even talking about? Oh, yes. And in this book, Forbidden Knowledge, right, there was this little idea. Okay, anything that I say now should not be used in any way, and anything that you do as a result of anything I say is not the responsibility of me or any liability of me, or anything I say or under the brand of Sigma Prepper or me as True Law as a whole. With that being said, in the book, suggested that one of the things that one may do, talking of windscreen washers, because these weren't, but they kind of were, was what you can do is in your hood or your bonnet, depending on where you live, lift up your hood, right, and on the underneath of your hood or your bonnet is where you'll see the little tubes that go to the windscreen washer jets that normally, right. But what you want to do is, if you want to do like your Batmobile escape thing, instead you fill your windscreen washer fluid up with. Instead, it has been known that people have been known to fill up their windscreen washer fluid with certain types of oil that, when taking that hose off, what they found is when you take that hose off and put it onto, you know, something really, really hot like an exhaust pipe or something, and when you do your old windscreen wipers, you've basically got, like, you know, you smoke kind of get out of jail free card. Shit like that. It was fascinating. Anyway. Got locked out of the house all day the day before. Had to wait for son to get home late. Oh, man. Locking yourself out's never a good look. Let me know if anyone's tried lockpicking. I'm pretty good at it. Do you know, funny enough, that was another thing that was in that book. Wow, that's amazing. It was red. It was like this size, A5 we'd call it in the UK. Half American letter size you'd call it. A bit bigger than that. But it was chunky. And it had like revenge ideas in there. That was a massive chapter, that was. But it was stupid. Most of it was stupid shit. It was stuff like putting fertilizer or some shit or something on the lawn to make it kill the grass and write certain things, and all the way from that up to hardcore shit. But I first learned lockpicking from that book, and then more recently, maybe about 7 years ago. Is that recent? It is to me. About 7 years ago, because don't forget that was when I was 16, which is like, you know, fucking 30 years ago. So but more recently, like 7 years ago, I bought an actual proper little lockpicking set, which as a prepper is a really important thing for you to get figured out, because, you know, if loads and loads of people are wiped out and there's loads of supplies in like warehouses and shit, but there's no one about and everyone's already unalived, you're gonna want to wish you had a way of picking locks, right? Even if it's going to take you an hour rather than maybe I can do it in 3 minutes, right? But you've got all the time in the world in a situation like that. But if you practice and you understand the technology of locks and stuff like that, you can buy little sample things. I first bought one which is a transparent padlock, and you get the little picks of different sizes and shapes depending on the kind of lock barrel you're working with, right? But these are really important things to learn, and I'm not so much all the forbidden knowledge stuff that I would never share on here, but more things like lockpicking, right, is important stuff. And it's a good hobby because it's quite challenging. And I used to do it to the as a joke to the petty cash tin in a shop, not a shop, but like a like a warehousey type thing I used to work in, right? And that was the first time I ever successfully picked a lock, and then I was hooked. No pun intended. Great at lock picking on a few games, isn't it? Yeah. I'm just thinking if my lockpicking kit's on that shelf or whether it's in something else. Because I'm just saying we're going to go for a break in a minute. I've got so many things to show you I haven't even showed you yet. Let alone robot dogs we can ride on and shit. Right? There's loads of much cooler shit that we all want as preppers and survivalists for our bug out vehicles. To be honest, I think if you're on a budget, one of my best solutions... I am a firm believer in electric bikes, and I've got an electric bike, courtesy of my dad. Love you, my man. Dad bought my son an electric bike on like his 13th, 12th birthday or something. It was a real tidy one as well that folds up, right? And my dad actually got hold of two, but one of them had some problem with the electrics, so I thought, here, I'll hold my bit. And Dad knows I'm an electronic engineer, so sure enough, I just whacked a new speed controller in there, up the ampage a bit, resoldered over all the main tracks to the MOSFETs on the circuit board to get even more ampage current through it, right? Managed to squeeze an extra 3-cell onto the end of the pack into it. So it's a 13-cell, not a 10-cell now, and stuff like this, right? Pimped it big time. And I tell you what, I did a little mish. Me and my son, Sigma Prepper Jr., did a little mish with my e-bike and his e-bike, where I've got like a trailer, just a 4-wheel trailer thing like you get from, you know, your DIY store that you would usually put loads of branches and leaves in to carry around the garden or something like that, right? With like a handle. So we bought one of them years ago. So hooked that around my bike seat stem, yeah? And me and Xavier went to the woods where they'd cut a big oak tree down, and they'd cut the massive branches like this into logs. And branches I'm talking about. You know, I like to show evidence. This is one here, look. This isn't a tree, this isn't a trunk, this is literally just a branch. This thing's massive. In fact, I've done a live show there a few times. It's the one where the train goes by and it's really loud, right? When I go and do just sitting in my chair with the lights in the background and that loud train, I have to wait. That's where that tree, that massive one, that's what this is from. Right, and we got about 8 of these. This is heavy as hell, man. I think I weighed this at 28 kilos. Yeah. This is one of the biggest ones. A few of them were like 20 kilos. I think one was 16. That was the smallest one. So we got 8 of these, and we bought 4 back at a time with that trolley and the e-bikes. So as a prepping simulation for me, it was like, that was my idea for going to get water from there's a particular lake that I'd go and get water from to then filter when we get home. And I've got an aqua roller, which is a roly water barrel, holds 50 litres, 45 litres is it? 10 gallons is that? And so, yeah, it's called an aqua roller. It's got like an axis and you pull it along and it rolls. It's got tyres on the actual barrel. So the idea for me for you know, bugging out and getting water if we have to, would be to put that around my seat stem. Electric bike, 0 effort. So you're not burning calories and burning through your food more than you need to. And of course, with my off-grid solar power system, which is pretty capable, let's call it, I could charge 3 of those e-bikes 5 times a day quite happily, especially with the sun the way it is at the moment, right, on my system. I could charge those bikes probably 5 times overnight with no sun on the battery backup, right? So that is truly green, truly self-sustaining. And to have that kind of power in just an e-bike, a simple thing with some nice chunky tyres, they were like normal road tyres. I chunked them up to be like proper all-terrain tyres as well, nice and fat. Like they were 2.1 inch, they're now something like, sorry, they were 1.8 inch, they're now 2.4 inch wide, you know, shit like that. So, you know, for me, it's like that was part of my methodology. It was like, what is the most efficient, what is the most easiest for all terrain? Don't forget, it's not very well saying, oh, a car. You can't be doing a car. I need to be able to go through off terrain. Where me and Xavier, my son, went with our e-bikes, we only got the one trolley thing. He would come with me to help me load them in, and the only other problem is there was a stile. I don't know if you're familiar with a stile, but in between countryside places, there's like a stile to stop, you know, horses or goats or whatever getting in, so you have to climb over it. So Xavier came along so that we could literally carry each individual chunk. Like I say, was about, well, there was about 20 of those. We took about 8. And yeah, we just like we had to lift the bikes over the fence and the trolley over the fence, and then load those each lump back in, and then go along our way. So we did that, and it was a great mission. Oh, sorry, did I not tell you? We did this at 2:30 in the morning with head torches. Yeah, 2:30 in the morning on the down low. Yeah. And it's great to do these missions, especially with family members, just so you can go through the motions of like, what would we do if, right? Can you make fat wood out of it? Now I've got an industrial box of fat wood that I bought years ago. It's worth doing. I don't like using fat wood though, cipher to cipher, to be honest. I'm really not a big fan of it. Like I say, despite having an industrial size box this big of it, right? And it's all chopped down already into nice sized bits. For those that don't know. I need to repack my bug out bag as well this year. It's packed now. Yeah. It's obviously black on black, so we can't really see it very easily. But this is my 511 tactical tourniquet, special flashy light, ham radio, special antenna. Got my Kevlar retractable thing with my flint strike and stuff, right? And then I've got a knife in there and various other things, right? But in here, oh, I'm gonna get this cable caught up. Hold on. I'll show you this quickly and then we'll go for break, and then we'll show you a load of stuff when we get back. But I need to repack it because I need to do my first camp, and Hugo Bear's coming with me, right? Is the plan. So in here, these are actually for magazines. The pockets inside the 511 Tactical, they're for magazines, but they fit perfectly, these little somewhat waterproof little boxes. So I always take this with me. That's like my firebox, or part of it, or one of it. So I like the 4-inch flint strikes with the hole in them. And then in here I usually have some fat wood, and I usually, on all of these things here, I always have these. You can just get them on Amazon. They're little LED things that you screw in. You see, it's like a red LED, but it's only small, so it's got a couple of watch batteries in it. But it's amazing, and I always put them on these clips, look. So if you need to, you can just use it for whatever. But everything that I've got in my pack has got one of these on. Even the zippers inside the pockets and stuff, they've got them in. And they're red because it maintains your night vision, so your iris doesn't open up. So you maintain your night vision. But anyway, so in here, this is fat wood. Got careful of the overexposure. So there's a few bits and pieces in here. Right, so I have a little bag of fat wood in here. You can see what I mean about it's like somewhat waterproof. There's like a gasket around there, and it does have clips all the way around, so theoretically it is waterproof, but you wouldn't want to dunk it under the water. I have a little bit of silicone tube here, and inside here is a bunch of Zippo flints, or clipper flints. I got a bunch of these storm matches, but I hate using them. I got some waxed wooden dowel. This is useful to have. Waxed wooden dowel, and you get the diameter that's the same as pencils. You can see what I've done with it there. I keep usually a metal pencil sharpener in here, and then it's really good for making tinder. Yeah. You'd be surprised how good that is. Yeah, do some shavings and put it on there. And the fact that it's waxed. The fact that it's waxed protects it from water somewhat. I also keep bellows. This is a spare set of bellows. I've got other bellows as well, but this is the bellows that, yeah, you can. Believe me, if you can feel that, it's really... So yeah, get the fire going again. Get the air right in where you need it in the middle of the fire. I got stuff like a flint strike, piece of metal strike, even though I've got a dedicated knife for that. Of course, just a disposable. Actually, no, refillable. Fluorescent coloured lighter so that you can find it in the leaves and if you've got it on the floor. And then also in here, at the very bottom, is... there's other stuff that's usually in here as well. Oh, actually, in this little Ziploc bag, there's waxed twine, and these are some more wooden dowels, look. Oh, and a stormproof match strike. So the waxed twine I've showed you many times when I'm on camp. I love that. It's really good as a wick to pass the flame into where you need it. So yeah, and then like I say, we've got this, which, because I like options, is a magnifying glass, just a credit card size magnifying glass. I have started fires with that before, as a backup to the backups of the backup, right? Worst case scenario, I've got a magnifying glass as well, right? But the whole point of getting that is to show you fat wood. Now, fat wood looks very different from normal wood, and it's impregnated essentially with like an oily sap, which is actually flammable. It's got a very, very strong smell. It's actually a nice smell when it's sort of, you know, had time to mature. The big box that I bought from Amazon was like a 5 kilo or something box. I can't remember, but it just seemed cheaper than buying a small amount. But you can see I do split it down to this size when you buy it. I mean, look at the density of this. It looks orange, amber, almost see-through with the oil in it. It's epic. So yeah, this is fat wood, and it's impregnated with oil. But I tell you, here's the reason why I don't like it, and I'll only use it if I have to. And how I do use it is, you can see some evidence here, look. You can see. What I do is I use this to get shavings with my serrated edge on my hunting knife, yeah? So I use, it's actually my tactical folding knife. I use the serrations and I can get shavings of the fat wood. That can be really good to just pop on the top, right, and get it going. But it's making my fingers sticky. Literally just from handling his stuff. This is how potent it is. And so when that thing, when you get it going, it does not want to go out, and it's properly, it sort of really burns with a black smoke. It's not good. This is why I don't like it. I'm doing a lot of stealth camp, and so it's really important for me that I have wood that's dry and I have limited amount of smoke. So I don't like to use that stuff. And the other thing that I found as well, I'm a massive fan of a Kelly kettle. I've done videos on it, on my Kelly kettle. So that all goes back in there. Clippy, clippy, clippy. And then we put the Ranger band. These are Ranger bands. Put a Ranger band on just to keep it, and this is useful. So, did I forget anything? My fingers are sticky after that. But I'll tell you what, here's what I don't like about it. I use a Kelly kettle, and what I found is that when I tried using it one time on camp, when I came home and I tried to clean my Kelly kettle, it puts like really nasty black stains, almost like burnt. Like if you were to burn a marshmallow, if you were to get a marshmallow, set fire to it, and then just keep setting fire to it to the point where it started being bubbling sugar, black bubbling sugar. It's almost like that. As if you can imagine a charred black bubbling sugar from a marshmallow, just in a little bit like that. That's what it is, and it's actually like crusty when you try and clean it off with like wire wire worn things like I usually use to clean my Kelly kettle after a camp or two. So now you know. Fatwood, sticky fingers, no one, anyone? Innit? So yeah, it's so just on a side note then, that's my kit for the, well, part of it. It's not got everything in there that I would normally have, but it's got a lot of things in there. Oh, there's actually, in the same fire lighting pocket, there's this as well. And again, I keep things color coded, so it's orange because you just, when you put it on the floor, you don't want to lose it amongst the leaves. But in here is actually a full bunch more of stuff. So here I've got a strike, yeah, we've got the storm matches, and we've got a bunch of the wax twine, which you can just pull the wax off and fray up and then use that as your little feeder. And I like to use the wax twine to use my Ferrocerium rod flint strike and just scrape fine shavings of flint strike onto the splayed out wax twine, yeah, and then yeah, first time every time. Listen to the pro. I know what I'm chatting about, right? Those who've seen me do it one time every time, yeah, will know what I'm talking about. The only time it never did one time every time is I had a dodgy bit of wax twine that even when I tried it just for a laugh, just to prove my point with a Bic lighter, it wouldn't set fire to. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, so I have that in there as well. And there's probably about 3 lighters of other kinds scattered about randomly in other pockets, right? Including in the top pocket. Which, the 511 Tactical is a... Here it is. The 511 Tactical bag, Rush 72. I have this in the top pocket, and again, this is luminous pink. And you can see I've got little mini Ranger bands, rubber bands on here, because they're just useful for stuff. And it's nice and grippy as well. Right. So I'll keep one of them in there. In the top pocket. And then I have here as well is lighter fluid. This is lighter fluid in like a special Zippo vial. It's beautiful, this is. This is, I think a sister bought me, this is a gift. See, when you're into bushcraft and prepping and stuff like that, it's really easy for family members to buy you presents. Yeah, Zippo thing, this literally has got lighter fluid for my Zippo in there. And it's real nice quality. This is proper Zippo. Look, it's even got like a rubber grommet on the machined, turned aluminium lid. So I like that. So that goes in, that's in my top pocket as well. So there's basically, just trust me, there's lots of different ways that I can go about making fire. And even in here, look, I've got one of these reflector things. So you've got a whole star in the middle. Yeah, and I can see, you know, you're supposed to look at the plane. the plane, and you can reflect. I think it's, I'm doing it to you there, isn't it, right? But by looking through the hole on the back, look, yeah, you can line it up. That's the idea of that, in case you didn't know. Anyway, I really want to make more teas, so we're going to do that in a second. But I'm gonna totally take everything out of my bug out bag, is the plan, and I'll put it all back in properly. You've got poo bags in here as well, look. But they're quite useful just for little sort of small bin bags. Actually, no, they're bin bags, not poo bags. I'm talking about dog poo bags. Et al, et al. Yeah, we're definitely in need of tea. Because we've got to be rocking. And I've still got, and I promised myself I was going to show you the other stuff, so I'll just get it out of the way and then I can just delete it out of my folder I've been saving up for you. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat because I've been ignoring everybody forever. I don't know, there's lots of conversations about all sorts of things there. Right, so we're going to go and have a short break then, and when we come back we've got loads of stuff going on, loads of things I want to show you, lots of things to talk about, lots of things that you're going to tell me about as well. So don't go anywhere, because I'm not. And you notice, you know, like I say, I do turn off the adverts for these videos because I don't think it's fair on everyone to have to sit through adverts and that, despite the fact that I don't, you know, it's not good for sheets obviously, and I'm fucked. But because I love you, I turn the ads off so you don't have to deal with it, right? But the only way you can really do that, because if you don't have it monetized, then people can't do super chats and YouTube doesn't put it out there if it's not monetized. So my way around it, you see, is I do it manually, so that you have to actually manually tell it when you want to run an ad. So this is a good time, because I'm going to go and make a cup of tea, so I'm going to run the ad just so we can say we've done it. But it means that no one else to... Then let me know if you have any shady fucking ads when you shouldn't have had, because I specifically do myself out of sheets so that you don't have to be bothered by ads, right? So far, Elusive Dartmoor has basically funded tonight's show for you. So we're going to do that, and we're going to pop and get into the part 2 when we get back. I'm going to go and make a brew. You've got a few minutes to go and do it, so go and do it. And in the meantime, I'll see you in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. I love you. Thanks for an awesome part 1.
Welcome to the last show, True is on a break. Just a few minutes is all it's gonna take. But don't tune out, cause there's plenty yet to come. Get yourself a drink, cause we barely just begun. Wait for Sigma Prepper, he'll be back in a few. If you're joining us now, time to pull up a pew. Reject the herd, prepare the pack. Just a couple more minutes and he'll be back. In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing. When crisis hits, Sigma Preppers ahead. The wolf pack leads with a clear-minded head. No panic, no fear, no beg, no crawl. It's more than just survival, we'll be rising tall. This isn't just preparing, it's thinking through a skill. It's seeing the future, knowing this is not a drill. We don't know where or when disaster will strike, but we know we'll be ready when it's time to fight. In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing. Use your time wisely, not sure how long we've got. Maybe 2 years, maybe seconds to plan and plot. Too many threats to know which it could be. It could happen right now while Drew's making tea. Learn about prepping, it can happen any day. The wolf pack house come to lead the way. The time ticks down, so get ready with your brew. Like, share, subscribe, come on, you know what to do. In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
Radio check. Roger, copy that. Microphone secure. 10-4.
Yo, it's Sigma Prepper. We're
wisdom is the key. We're ready for the future, staying ahead and staying free. When the world goes dark, we won't be shedding a tear. We prep with our minds, never ruled by fear. It's not the list of preps, it's the knowledge we flex. Gaining understanding, then solving what's next. No sitting by a fire, eating squirrels on sticks. We'll be navigating chaos using Sigma Prepper's tricks.
In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
SHTF, we break it down smart. From the big picture view to the detail in the parts. Drew Law's got you, his knowledge on tap. Real-time strategy, he cuts through the crap. From the high IQs to the tech we choose. We're ahead of the game, we never gonna lose. We stay prepared, never needing to fight. Join Sigma Prepper and we'll make it through the night.
Not fear, it's seeing the signs. Reading tomorrow through intelligent minds. Survival's more than just having a plan. It's about how you act when it all hits the fan. Join our Discord where knowledge is prime. The wolf pack's there for you every time. In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. We're on a mission, there's no turning back. From crisis to strength, we'll survive the storm. It's knowing you've been able since the day you were born. Survival's an art, we sharpen the blade. We adapt, we survive, we're not afraid. Get yourself comfy for the Sigma Prepper show. The time is counting down and we're nearly good to go. Prepare your mind, cause intelligence is the key. Owning our instincts, we don't freeze, fight or flee. Knowledge is power, it's the ultimate force. No following the herd, we just create a new course. From a single lone woman to a family of 5. Learn from Sigma Prepper and see how you can thrive.
In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. Click the like button, it's as easy as that. Check the description for the links you need. Follow my socials, subscribe to my feed. Support me on Patreon to gain the edge. Discounts and freebies, just make a pledge. The countdown's done, it's time to go. Sigma Preppers Live, let's start this show.
Welcome back, Wolfpack. Welcome back. This is how we do on a Sunday night. Nearly Monday, but not quite. It is in some places, like Carolyn Rose, birthday girl in Australia. It's already Monday for you. Just another manic Monday. Is it going to be? We don't know. Anything can happen. You know, all the major news stories always kick off on a Monday because they like to rinse that news cycle during a week. So this is a scary time of the week, Sunday, because we're all PTSDing up, anxiety. What's going to bring? What are we going to be brought? What's going to be brung to us tomorrow, eh? Well, we don't know, but we know it's not going to be good, whatever it is at the moment, because it always seems to be something rocking in the world that's really doing anything it can to make life seem even worse than it already seems for many around the world, depending on where you're living. But being here with us in the Wolfpack community tonight, with me, Drew, the Sigma Prepper, is the place to be, because this is where we get to be friends. Love, peace and progress to the pack, my darlings. Cheers to everyone. Happy birthday, Carolyn. Happy birthday, Hugo Bear. And anyone else's birthday is over the last 48 hours. Love to you all. Thank you. May you all survive the coming apocalypse. May we all survive the coming apocalypse. With all our shit intact. And our morals intact, more importantly. Yeah? Happy days. Happy days. He's got his diet due. We know Robert McNamara's happy when he's got his diet due. I don't think anyone likes the hospital since 2020, matey boy. Everyone feels like they're just trying to get them. You're just trying to get me. Yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah, cheers, everyone. And yes, that's a really good idea, isn't it? I think I've deserved the right. Come on. Get it clucked. Yeah, just get it clucked. You might need to come out of full screen mode, right? Some of you might need to come out of full screen and zoomed in mode, right? But you need to come out of that and you need to lean forward. Just go bosh and just tap it, man. Don't cost you nothing. Yeah, look at that. This cost fucking Random Warrior something. No, whoosh, 10 foldable sheets. It's not just a few sheets, it's 10 foldable sheets, Random Warrior. Thank you so very much. I was going to say, isn't your name up here twice? It nearly is. Thank you so very much for your support, man. Really appreciate it. Such a dude. Yeah, this is why I turn the ads off for everyone else, because of people like you, Random Warrior, and Elusive Dartmoor Survival. New channel. Yeah? Go and check them out. Elusive Dartmoor Survival. So, thank you. Really appreciate you all. So, loads of stuff going on. In the UK, obviously, people are feeling it is voted as the second most depressing country on the planet. And I am starting to see the reason why me and Magic Hand, Mrs. Sigmund Prepper, left the UK 25 years ago. I didn't come back for a long, long time. And then when we did, we're like, why did we come back? It's, oh, well, because we had a child and we thought this would be the place for him to grow up. And now we're like, oh, what a stupid mistake that was. So, if people don't know what I'm talking about, it's just all falling apart.
The broken Britain is this.
This is what we're dealing with. It's relentless. Like, look at the state of this. This is supposed to be double yellow lines to say no parking. Look. What is it?
We've had a massive increase in council tax to pay for this.
Look at the state of it. I mean, this is just, I don't know, it just annoys me because this is like representative of people's effort and how much they take pride and care in their own country. It's like, oh, fuck it, that'll do. Oh, I can't see it from my house, so that's all right. Innit?
Lines, they've got all sorts of crap, and we've paid for our increase.
I mean, fair play to her for calling it out, right? And taking a video out and doing, you know, trying to say to people, what's going on, man? We're paying more and more sheets for the council tax, which in the UK, just to own a property. Oh, look at local pepper in the house. 5 buckaroonies. Whoosh, what a superstar. Thank you, my man. Really appreciate it. That's like 2 in a row. It's becoming habitual. Don't forget, is it after the second time it becomes an expectation? And then after a 4th time, you're relying on it or something like that. How does it go? You know what I'm talking about. But thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Or shall I say, I just appreciate you appreciating it. More importantly. So yeah, this is the kind of nonsense that we're dealing with, because it's just, this is what I'm saying, when you're looking at what they got going on in the East and you see what they've got going on in the West and you see the comparison of how much pride it seems that they're taking. And this is really, if I'm brutally honest, this is what all I'm going to say is this is typically what has always been theorized and speculated to be the result of a non-homogeneous society, i.e. one that's society is already a patchwork, right? And so have it fraying at the edges. Look at Pedigree Mongrel in the house, one of our absolute super duper moderators, as well as a super duper super dude. Now he's a super chat super moderator super dude. Yeah, thank you so very much, my player. Really appreciate you guys. Such a wonderful bunch. Oh, I need to be giving you some thumbs up, like and love bidney on your super chats. Otherwise, it's just rude, man. Why won't it let me like it? Let me love it. Let's just love it. Let's make do it loving it. There you go, Random Warrior. I've given you some love. Thank you so very much. So yeah, wobbly lines, no one likes it. Now this is funny as hell, man. Now bear with this, because I think it's important that you understand what go on out there, because I know that not many people, when I try and talk to people about Russia, it seems they don't really know what's going on. All they know is what BBC or CNN has told them about it, right? But it's really funny when you listen to his actual speeches. And I was really wanting to find one where it was translated, but the problem is always people always say, oh, it's biased. And I found a really good one of his speech. There's a particular speech that he did that was so classic, because it was something that I kind of made a joke about 2 years ago, when people started saying about, oh, how Putin wants to like take over Europe, and invade the rest of Europe and all this other bollocks, right? And I was like, well, no, if you understand why he went in there in the first place, you'll understand he don't give a fuck about Europe, right? It's nothing to do with that. And like, people don't listen, right? So I'm like, well, the problem is that I try and show people like Putin's speeches so you can actually see what he actually thinks and what he actually says, not what they say he says or what they say he says he thinks, right? And then, because it's important, when you're at the cusp of like Thucydides' trap like we're in, and there's like, you know, power plays going on with like up and coming superpowers and all this shit, it typically ends in fucking fisticuffs. So this is important shit. So it's important to study the enemy, if that's the enemy, right? To understand what they're really saying, what they're really planning. Do we need to be worried? Do we need to be fucking getting a spade and digging a bunker in our back garden, right? This is my job to know that shit so that you don't have to waste your time looking into it, right? So anyway, I like to listen to what Putin actually says, but the problem is every time I try to do that, people say, oh yeah, well, how do we know that's translated properly? But the best way of doing it is to get somebody who's impartial, and this woman here is a German woman quoting him properly from Russian as to what his speech was about, and it's absolutely classic, and I need you to listen to it because it's exactly what I joked about 2 years ago, and he's literally saying it. Check it out.
Putin said horrible things to Germany. You really need to listen to this. And by the way, you're welcome to follow me for more German content. So Putin had a speech yesterday, and here is what he said about Germany. He said, we will never invade you. The reasons for this...
Because no one makes me bleed my own blood, says Local Prepper. What a superstar. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. Please let me know, everybody, if you can hear her clearly enough what she's saying. In fact, I think what I'll do is I'll just make sure I've got the live chat. Oh, nearly close. Oh, didn't want to do that. Sorry. Just getting the live chat here so I can see what's going on. Right. Let me know you can hear her all right.
This could be clear to anyone who still has a shed of common sense. And he continues, first, you're already to you.
Okay, first of all, it'd probably help if I'm on the right screen. Okay. I think we're ready to rock and roll. Here we go. So anyway, listen up, ducks.
What he said about Germany. He said, we will never invade you. The reasons for this could be clear to anyone who still has a shed of common sense. And he continues, first, you're already 2.5 trillion in debt, and no serious economist has any idea how this could ever be repaid. Now you want to add another trillions on top of that. Should the Russian people have to sacrifice their quality of life to pay your debts? Never. Second, your country has been flooded with millions of migrants who cost at least 50 billion per year. Should the Russian people be responsible for covering that? Third, a significant portion of your population is so delusional that they believe they can influence the climate by riding bicycles and eating worms. I don't know where he is having that from. And then he said, maybe this mass psychosis could be treated, but it would be too much effort for us Russians. Fourth, your education system was once exemplary. Now, in many classrooms, real teaching hardly takes place anymore because hardly anyone speaks German. He's absolutely right about that. Fifth, your infrastructure is crumbling and you are nowhere near keeping up with the necessary repairs. True. Sixth, your railway system was once admired worldwide. Now your trains run about as punctually as in India. That's mean. Seventh, we don't even need your highly praised engineers and mechanical engineers anymore, because during the sanctions, what Germany did to Russia, we learned to manage without them. And if we do need something, we'll turn to China. They are now not only cheaper, but also better. Eighth, you have no raw materials either. And then he said, so why should we conquer your country to take on problems we would never otherwise have? Even if you wear to invite us in by waving white flags from every window, we wouldn't come. And then he said it wouldn't be worth the diesel. What do you think about that?
It wouldn't be worth the diesel. That's rude. But it's true. It's so basically what he's saying is, why would we possibly want to be taking over Europe when Europe's got all these problems and they basically populations are crazy thinking they could eat worms to save the climate and things like this. It's classic Putin. So let me know if you've seen that or you saw the original speech, because I saw lots of translations of it and there was some embellishments, but she wraps it up much better than these other people. But it's a classic throwing shade, man. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, isn't that right, Pat Riot? Yeah. Could apply to any Western country, innit? Migrants have all the bicycles in the UK. Shh, you're not supposed to know that. Yeah. But not for long, because they're all getting driving lessons banned again, so they'll be into cars soon. So then the bikes, the electric bikes will be freed up, won't they? Whoa. So, what else have I got for you that's been floating around the interwebs? Yeah, we like to break it up a little bit with, you know, what's going on that could be something we need to prepare for versus things that are, you know, just trending around the interwebs, so we can keep connected and our finger on the pulse to see what the sentiment is out there on things. It's really important to analyse. That's why government spends so many hundreds of millions of dollars and pounds a year trying to figure out what you think and what the sentiment of the interwebs out there is, because it's really important for governments to know what people are thinking about certain topics and shit, right? So if it's important for them to know, believe me, it's important for you to know too. I'm not just some really random weirdo who's obsessed with like everything in the world, wanting to know everything there is to know about everything. He's spot on, isn't he? Just not worth the diesels. Classic, man. In it, riding bicycles and eating bugs. We both know what he's talking about as well. Yeah. Did you get my little quip there, Kaza, about the driver lessons? Yeah, so they'll free the bikes up, so it'll be alright. Yeah, Zelensky needs to hurry up and surrender. My motorhome is in Russia. Man, have you seen the way they've dealt with stuff like Starbucks, who pulled out? Now Nike's trying to get back in there and they're like, nah, sorry, we've already sold your factory to someone else. It's like McDonald's wanted to go back in there because they pulled out because they were told to by the you-know-who. Now McDonald's want to get back in there, but it's too late because Russia's come up with its own version of McDonald's and taken over all the McDonald's stores that McDonald's just left. And now they all want back in. It's amazing. It's like, nah, it don't work like that. It's fucking brilliant. Oh, dear. It is a bit embarrassing, but not as embarrassing as it's been for, like, what's her name? The Snow White actress. Yeah? Zegler. The Zeglathon. Let us know if you've been following what's been going on with that, with Disney. And the complete disaster that is Snow White, because nothing's snow about her, there's nothing white about her, and there's totally nothing love story about anything. They've totally woked it up and broked it up. Not planning a ski resort, Yorkshire Pud. The money's already been spent, the planning's already been thingy-bobbed, and they've already started construction. But again, you're not supposed to know that. Rachel Zegler, innit? Yeah, all their proper nasty... But check it out. There's so many memes out there. It's difficult to know which to choose from. But check this one out. It's a good one. There's some effort put into it. Do you know what I mean? We like effort.
I'm a strong, independent woman.
Like, basically, get a backstory if you haven't seen it. And I haven't either, but I've seen people who have seen it. Basically, Rachel Zegler come out there saying that basically it's not like it was before, because like it was before was all old-fashioned love story, like schmokery, misogyny, by a prince who's basically a stalker, weirdo, calling the prince who kissed her away a stalker, right? And stuff like this, and it was just like woke as hell, and it's all about being empowerment, a woman being empowered. There's no love story because that's not what's fashionable. What's fashionable is women becoming empowered girl boss and this kind of bollocks, right? oh, it's just painful to watch. Anyway, so many people are just like, oh, OMG, when will they learn to stop messing with our movies? So now I've laid it down in the backstory. This is what people are saying.
I'm a strong, independent woman. Do you mind cleaning that up, Snow White?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, well...
Oh, let's get a strong, independent woman to do our cleaning. Fuck off! You're just little men, aren't you? Little men to school, clean this, clean that. Little men children, aren't you?
No, we're dwarves.
We don't say that fucking word anymore, you bigots!
Classic. It's endless, I tell you. But Lich is hitting the fan for her, and rightfully so, to be honest. I mean, I'm surprised she ain't been sued for completely destroying it with the shit she's come out. He's not grumpy, dog, or sleepy. Yeah, I think sleepy is... They call... I can't even pretend. I'm not even going to pretend, because if I get it wrong, then I'm going to get maced and tased. It's just not worth the macing and the tasing. So talking of... this is funny, actually, because ironically, was it last night? I think it was last night, and then this morning I came across this. But I think last night on the show, where I was talking about Trump tariffs, and is that like wearing a crash helmet eating crayons, or is this 5D chess kind of shit? And it was pretty split out there with you guys voting in the live poll as to what you thought. And funnily enough, I told you about various people that I follow coming from a prototype engineering background, and I follow a lot of people who are engineers and entrepreneurs and stuff, bringing products to market. And so when it all kicked off with the tariffs, I had a lot of people that I follow were talking about their experiences with American manufacturers, and how difficult it's been for them if they were to even attempt to try and get anything manufactured in America. And I told you various couple of stories, and here's another one that's almost identical to one that I referred you to yesterday, and there's another one here which is really sums it up beautifully. So check this out, because this is the problem, and this is the reality really that the America and the West as a whole really need to be aware of, as to where we've got to in how much we've fallen behind in the, you know, what would be considered just the industry standard now. We're so far behind what is now the industry standard that it's embarrassing and we can't compete. Check it out.
Hey guys, my name is Nagin. I have 14 years of production and manufacturing experience, and my company Nogtex was actually all made in North America and actually made in Los Angeles up until last year, where we moved everything overseas. And here are some of the reasons I have for you guys on why we had to do that and why manufacturing is not returning to America. A lot of people bring up cost as an issue. I will say that a lot of our cost per piece of things that we made in the States and things that we made in China, at the end with landed cost, weren't super different, but the quality was extremely different. We have virtually no issues with quality control with our factories in China, but ultimately in the US, even the best production runs and their own quality control, we would go through and find errors, and ultimately the factories didn't care, and most of the time they wouldn't even offer us something for the next round to supplement the fact that we had all this stock that we couldn't sell. I've never had a single issue with factories in China being unprofessional. I've also had no issues with them being misogynistic, but we've had this issue time and time again with factories and companies in America using language or aggression towards my all-female team, taking more time and attention for a random guy that came in, had no background of production, was just starting a business, didn't have a history of paying them already tens of thousands of dollars, and we were often talked down to. And this was something that really just got in the way of us being able to get work done. And I've never had a single issue with any company in China doing this to us. And I truly feel like this is something that the culture in America has really hardened. Another thing is the dishonesty. So for example, if a factory in the States would tell us, yeah, this will take 2 weeks for the sample, this amount of time for that, we would plan around it. And when the timelines were not met and were actually pushed further back, and we would let them know, instead of apologizing or trying to work around it, they would often come back with aggression towards us, being like, this is what it is, you know, we're doing our best, it doesn't matter, we'll get it done when it gets done, and make up a bunch of excuses on like other issues that they had. And I understand these things happen, but when it happens time and time again, and there is like a lack of trust built between a vendor and someone who is trying to work their timelines around them, you don't really want to work with them again. The very last straw that I had after many years of trying to work with different factories is when we gave them a sample, they ran the production, they were already late on everything, but we went and checked everything ourselves and they sewed it wrong. They sewed it completely wrong from the sample. And when we let them know that it was sewed wrong and we couldn't sell it full price because it was extremely wrong actually, they'll actually turn around and get offended that you told them that. They literally held back and they said if we're going to pay them 100% of the price. And I did offer them 50% of the price because I couldn't sell the product at retail cost. It would have to be like a freebie or something else like that. They were offended. They were like, we're going to keep the product, you know, unless you're going to pay for it. And I'm like, I already paid for the fabric. I already paid for everything else involved in this. They were just getting paid for the sewing and they sewed it completely wrong. And then told us that they wouldn't give it to us unless we paid them full price for it. So they hoarded the incorrect product, probably threw it away, and basically eliminated any possibility of us working with them ever again.
So this is, and there's like literally hundreds and hundreds of videos like this that were coming out over all the tariff things where people were sharing their experiences of trying to get things manufactured in the West. And this is just the reality of it, which is why it's kind of foolish. It's kind of foolish, really, to think that you can... I just got to reload this browser. It keeps crashing. Here we go. It's just foolish to think that you're going to get around that, or you're going to suddenly pull factories out of your ass. But worse still, as I'm trying to highlight here, that's just the start of the problem. It's an attitude problem. It's a culture problem. Yeah, like the Chinese manufacturers. I've got one of my clients in Switzerland, right, who has stuff done. The engineers and the guys from the Chinese factories are flying around the world all the time, and they just do stops everywhere. He went in and literally went and saw him. Didn't cost any money. He took him all the samples and shit. Little dude from China, fucking got on a plane, flew to Switzerland as he was going to see someone in Germany and in southern Italy for something else anyway. He stopped in on my client's place in Switzerland, a project and a product that we were bringing to market. I was his like head of technology basically and prototyping engineer. And so yeah, it's like, you know, this is normal customer service. Right, you know, you compare that to what these people are talking about. This is the problem. So it's just not something you fix overnight. Trump doesn't seem to understand that. And not only that, the rest of the manufacturing should be so automated that it's not going to create jobs, as I mentioned last night anyway. It's completely not going to achieve what they think it's going to achieve, because manufacturing doesn't equal labor jobs. It just equals more automation. Look, check it out.
Most life-changing aspects about China.
So this American dude who has gone to live in China, and all these little things that fascinate him. And these are little things that used to fascinate Mrs. Eagle Prepper and I when we were living in the East, and like when we the first couple of years of going from living in the West to then living in the East. There's all these little things that you find, and then they wear off on you. And then when you have friends and family that come and visit you, and they're like, oh, fucking hell, look at that. They got this, they got that. It's like, but you're all over it like years ago. It's just like, you're not a tourist anymore. But this guy's quite cool. He highlights all these sorts of things. And it's like, oh, you see, just is a good example yet again of what I'm talking about. Check it out.
Is power banks. And you will find these in almost...
Like, you know, as a bunch of preppers and survivalists as we are, right, we like to be prepared. And so when we're not, an amount of people who I'm talking to on the phone, they're like, oh shit, I've only got 6% battery, and then they're like getting their battery bank out and they realize it's not charged. Don't worry about that. If you're in China,
One of the truly most life-changing aspects about China is power banks. And you will find these in almost every restaurant, convenience store, everywhere around the entire country. And they come in this type of form. So they're these
USB battery banks, yeah?
that you can rent them from, and then it costs like maybe under $1 to rent it for a couple hours, and then you can just drop it off at any other one around the city. So you scan the little QR code,
less than $1.
where all the different ones are, and then it's gonna pop one out. You get discounts and lots of other things, and it comes out. Oh, take this.
How cool is that? Little USB cable.
And you walk around, and then you find another one at a different place, and then you drop it off there. And because there are only a couple of different brands, you can just drop it off anywhere else. And this is life-changing. This would never happen in America because they would all get stolen or destroyed.
Right, this is what we got going on. This is what we're up against, right? This is normal shit. So it's just more and more embarrassing for people. And this is what I'm saying. A lot of these tariff things and a lot of the censorship on Discord has backfired big time because so many people on these social media platforms are seeing how people in China live. And China's making it really difficult for America. I don't know if you're aware of the latest thing that's been going on with the manufacturing in China. Now we're on that topic, where they've been revealing to people inadvertently by saying, I tell you what, if you want to avoid the tariffs, we can sell you that Prada handbag. If you want to buy that Prada handbag, you can just buy it straight from the factory that sells it. And it's basically $50 instead of $1,200. So what it's actually done is it's shown everyone just how much people are being fleeced by these big brands where they're charging $1,200 for a handbag, and it's actually the Chinese factory is willing to sell it to you now for $45 if they're going to put these tariffs on. $45, and they're still making money, and yet Prada's selling it for $1,200. The same as now saying that they all sell Nikes as well out of factory floor. If America's going to be like that, allowing US citizens to buy directly from them is what they're saying. So they'll allow you to buy straight from them. You can buy Nike trainers for like, $15 just without having to go through the main store that put all the money on that we're all getting fleeced by. So what China's really cleverly done now over the last week, if you've been following, is actually revealing just how much profit these big companies are making out of you. These American companies that are all about being loyal and all this shit. It's like, no, they're the ones who are fucking fleecing you. They're the ones who are fucking you over, right? China's the ones who are trying to help you. This is the narrative that's playing out. It's all backfiring so badly. Yeah? China's playing chess while the rest of the world's playing checkers, believe me. It's just embarrassing. And again, you could say the same as well with this ignorance about people who seem to think that like Russia's some sort of third world country when it comes to like, are they a threat with a World War III or not? Yes, they fucking are. And for those who don't follow military stuff, like I used to be like super into it back in the day. I learned so much about it so much, but you have a different frame of mind. You have more of a global view on it, and there's some pretty good militaries out there, and America isn't the only military out there. That's not to say that anyone can beat America. It's just to say America isn't the only superpower out there that has the ability to fuck shit up. And what I'm talking about is Russia's got a totally different take on warfare than America has. And it's kind of more relevant. But this is an example, again, this is the sentiment out there. This is what a lot of people are sharing out there just to sort of really try and limit the level of complacency of people out there. This is comparing the US military hardware with the Russian. For taking the piss, for them carrying a Chinook carrying a Humvee. This is Russia carrying a Chinook. Carrying jet airplanes and shit, right? There's so many of those comparing it with the old la 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 la. And then it's a little bit like, do you remember I showed you the recruitment videos, the army recruitment videos, the comparison between the Russian one and the American one where it was all about that girl whose mums, because both mums were lesbian, that she grew up with, turned her into an activist, and then she became working for the military. This is what like the recruitment campaign was for. And then the Russian one was always like da 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 da, and like putting all face paints on and shit. It was like hardcore, all piling into the back of a fucking squad helicopter and shit, you know, just like you would imagine a military training, you know, recruitment program advert to look like. Yeah, it's amazing, amazing. Oh dear. So no, it's not about that local prepper. It's about, if you understand engineering and stuff and you come from certain backgrounds, you'll understand what I mean about it's a different take on engineering, right? So as an example, Russia's helicopters, they can lose all the oil in their tanks and they can still fly for like 2 hours with no oil. That kind of shit. Yeah. It's just, the West doesn't make our shit like that. It's all like tinkery winkery fucking shit goes wrong all the time. It's overcomplicated, and it just, you know, if you don't have the right thing in the right climate, you're fucked. If it's too dusty, you're fucked. If it's too cold, you're fucked. Russia don't roll like that. And they don't have any wastage in their military. So don't be deceived by America and the West having such a big military budget, because big budgets don't mean big capability, don't forget. It just means big corruption and big sheets and big yachts and big Lear jets. Yeah, so, you know, you gotta just keep things in perspective. I'm just saying, you gotta lose the bias and look as deeply into the other side, if not deeper into the other side, than your own. And you'll understand and start to realize what I'm talking about. This is not, we're not fucking about, right? This isn't something that is just, you know, it's just the way I see the mainstream and just generally the way it's perceived. You know, the way they try and talk down at Russia like there's some sort of... It's just embarrassing. I just think it's problematic because it's what leads people into a false sense of security. And when it comes time to them saying, right, we're going to war with Russia and China and shit, and everyone's like, yeah, let's go get them because we're fucking great and we're going to beat anyone up because we're well hard. It's like, no. It's not as fucking easy as that. That's all I'm saying. Right? I'm just saying, I just want people to be less up for war. Because a lot of people seem to be. I'm not talking about you, us lot, because we're all about peace and shit. Again, sentiment of the internet with all the tariffs. This is another video. I showed you one of them yesterday. There's been loads of them. This is another one showing what US manufacturing would look like. It's just like slow, the music. It's like everyone seems to be overweight. Oh, and so it's really, we never used to be the butt of people, the butt of the jokes around the world. But what I'm trying to help you understand is that we are becoming the butt of the world's jokes. And we never used to be. So ask yourself the question, why? Yeah? Yes. Yes. Which there comes a point in time where the West can't rely on only just appearing, yeah, strong. There comes a point in time where you're going to have to put your money where the mouth is, and that's been tested. And for the last 2 years, 3 years, the West has completely failed collectively to take on a single country and push them back. So what does that tell you? And how many hundreds of billions of dollars? And they're still no further pushing Russia back than they were before. So you tell me. We're not becoming, we already are a butt of jokes. But tell me I'm not wrong when I say that we never used to be the butt of the world's other countries' jokes. There wasn't really much people could joke about. Everyone wanted to be us. If anything, people hated us because they weren't us. Yeah, they hate you because they ain't you, as they say. And everyone else just wanted to be us and come and live in our countries and shit. Yeah, in the technologically advanced democratic Western civilizations. Yay, let's go. Freedom. Wop, 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 wop. Record scratch. Not any fucking more. Jesus, man. Even the millionaires are leaving the place. It's not even good if you're a millionaire to live here. Fuck. What's this? Don't know, but we like it because we like little doggies getting the zoomies and going crazy through the hotel. Wow, get it, get it, get it, get it. We love doggies, yes we do. China, China, China. Check this out. Talking of military. Talking of military and climate change. It's funny, isn't it? How like we get plastic, we get fucking paper straws and shit. Yeah. And then they get to do all this bollocks. That's all right. Yeah, missile launches. Don't worry about the smoke trails of that shit. That ain't the problem. Yeah. It's the plastic fucking straws that's the problem. Innit? Look at the state of it. Come on. Come on. What's that about 1 foot to the gallon? 1 foot to the gallon. Yeah, they'll never see us coming, Carolyn, will they? Fuck me. Flag cap going UK Army. Nothing to see here. Move along. Fuck me. Oh, God. Talking of climate change. Amazing. Isn't it? Look at that for some solar radiation management, if ever you've seen it. Fucking hell. I saw a classic one in looking up just, what, 3 days ago? It was classic. There was like literally 2 planes side by side. One had it and one didn't. It's like, yeah, explain that away. I can taste it, says Sandy. It's funny, daily survival tank chemtrails, and then she sees like what I just followed up with straight away. Oh man, it's bad, isn't it? Talking to doggies going crazy and shit. Check this out.
See this video my niece sent me. I'm just gonna do this real quick. Show it to you. What we got here? We got 2 dogs chasing a cow out in somebody's backyard.
2 dogs chasing a cow. Check it out.
The hell is it? Oh, dog bites cow. Oh, cow is in the pool. Oh my goodness, dog is going in the pool after the cow. Oh my goodness, they are in the deep end. They are in the deep end. Oh, dog is biting cow. Cow puts him under the water, dunks him. Oh, he can't get out. He can't get out. They both stuck in the pool. In the deep end, over the head. What in the world?
See, as a prepper, you got to figure this out, man. How are you going to solve this problem? This dude knows the score. Check him out coming in from the top there.
Oh, my
goodness. Proper cowboy fucking styly, man.
Oh, my goodness. Cow trying to get out. He's in the shallow end. Lasso. Oh, he's doing a
Check him out on the fucking lasso. Yeah. He's fucking owning it. Owning it. Let me hear your respect. Gang signs and letter K included for free. Let me know if you like it. I don't know, for all I know, everyone really doesn't like my choice of videos I choose to show everybody, but this is how we do on a campfire, on the Campfire Catch-up. So, you know, this is what we're doing basically. This is the floor of my Check this out though. This is I don't want people to forget what Guam in Thailand in Bangkok, right, from the Myanmar previously known as Burmese earthquake, which of course had repercussions because of the soil structure under that continent that goes sort of almost transmits that to Bangkok, and you saw those buildings getting fucked. Check out how bad it is though, man. Tell me if you'd want to be living here or not.
This is the floor of my condo. Look at the size of this crack from the earthquake. Do you think it's safe to stay here? What do you think I should do? Should I just leave or should I stay? That wall is not thick at all and you can't really see it too heavy, but I mean, look at the size of that crack. If any engineers or anyone with any experience in fucking walls, let me know in the comments what should I do. That's not looking good.
So I've seen loads of these, right? There's one where you can literally see through light through the crack, right? And I think what people don't understand, again, just thinking from an engineering point of view, right, is the problem isn't, well, it is the crack, but it's also the way the ingress of water and the effect that has on the cement inside and the rebar rusting out. And it is compromised. There's no if, buts or maybes. That building and others very similar to it are super, super compromised. I bet that cowboy eats strawberry pie, innit? What a hero, man. With the letter K. Random Warrior in the house. Thank you again, Random Warrior, for your foldable sheets, man. Whoosh. Superstar. I just hope nobody kidnaps my neighbour's kid at 17. Oh, very funny. Carolyn Rose, if it goes to the outside, I'll be out of there straight away. Yeah, big time. I saw one, actually. I was going to download it. Should I do it now, just for a crease? Like, to finish up with, because we've been going for, like, more than 2 hours now. And I do have my folder open here. Oh, actually, did we get that one? I don't think we did we? Okay, well, we've got that one to do. And that one. What's that one? Okay, so just quickly, there's this. People in the UK need to know about. Look, mum arrested for confiscating her kid's iPad. Yes, really. Right, so let me know if you think that's an overreaction or not. Imagine getting arrested for being a parent. That's exactly what happened to this mum, a history teacher, locked in a cell for 7 hours, all because she took her own kid's iPad away. Should parents be arrested for enforcing rules at home? And do you know why she took the kid's iPad away? Because she wouldn't get on with her school homework. And now she spends 7 hours in a police cell. This is the clown world level of shite that we're dealing with here in this country, right? I need to do a GoFundMe for, like, like when people have a crisis, or not a GoFundMe. Do you know what's the thing where you get another country to sponsor you to flee to safety? Do you know what I mean? Whatever that's called. Need one of them, right? Yeah. So that wasn't what I was looking for. The one I was thinking about showing you and didn't know if I was going to or not is the one where the cracks sort of like going woo, and the building's moving, and you can literally see it like opening up and not. Yeah. Nah, it's not where I thought it was going to be, so it's tough. We just got to run with what we got. Now, here's another one we got here, look, so you can get an idea what I'm talking about. The clown world hilarious that we're living in now, the tyranny that has taken hold of this country. Check it out. If you speak English to someone, it's classed as a hate crime. So, with the influx, or with the accelerated levels of non-English speaking people, let's say, entering the country, obviously it can be quite challenging from a communication point of view. But if you say, oh, speak English, that's a hate crime. Check it out. This cop is just about to arrest this dude, and they're trying to plead their case.
You may have filmed some of this interaction with the mayor. No? Because if you do, that would be really handy for us. But apparently during some conversations between yourself, apparently you have alleged, we weren't here, so I don't know you've said it, but you've alleged to say, speak English. Or was that effect? Speak clearly. Speak clearly. Okay.
You've been alleged to say speak English. This is the allegation. So this is the entire reason why this copper is here talking to this elderly gentleman, is because the allegation is that you asked someone to speak English. Let me know if it's just me.
The gentleman's partially deaf.
Yeah, okay.
So they're saying the gentleman's partially deaf. He didn't say speak English. He said, can you speak clearly? This is an elderly gentleman who's partially deaf and...
Yeah.
So I couldn't even hear him.
No, and that's fine, and that's why we've just come to speak, because potentially someone could perceive that as a hate crime.
Didn't we just know this was going to happen?
No, I know.
I can't even fucking watch anymore, but do you see what I'm saying? This is the nonsenseness that we're dealing with here in the UK. It's so sad. And you know, that just leads to people more and more trying to find ways to just circumvent government. And this is the problem, is it just ends up fucking your own self up the arse again. Like I keep saying, all these are such rash, desperate, foaming at the mouth, fitting on the floor moves that these governments are doing, that they're always just end up backfiring, and it just works against them. They put taxes up. What happens? Millionaires leave, and now you don't get any money. Yeah? You make everything so like impossibly expensive, and people start finding other ways around things rather than paying the taxes on things like tobacco and alcohol. And this is what's happening here. Look, check this video out. And I know this is going to be close to a lot of people's hearts where they talk about stashes and shit for their, preps and all that. But check out some of these stashes that one of the police forces in the UK has shown that they've come across. And most of these are lit just from them shopkeepers who've got like dodgy tobacco that hasn't had the tax paid on it. So it's like 10% of the cost because the government puts 90% tax on these sorts of things. But check it out. Here's what I'm saying. It just forces people down a route of crime because they can't afford to smoke. They can't afford to do anything else. So the only way they can is to deal with fucking people like this. But check it out. Some pretty creative stuff here. Let me know your thoughts. They just push a button and like whoosh, up it comes. Look at all the contraband and stuff. Cigarettes. Look at this, where the shelf comes down. How cool is that? Pretty creative stuff, isn't it? Look at this one. This is awesome.
Pushing through.
Little switch with a little tiny hole and a bit of wood, look.
Pull the radiator.
Which releases the drawer, which is a radiator. How cool is that with like all the cigarettes in there? That they're using dogs and shit. Look at him wagging like a good one on that one. Look, it doesn't look like anything's there, does it? But look, fake wall, slidey, slidey. Slidey, slidey, fake wall. How cool is that? Don't come on, don't lie. Everyone's wanted a little secret hidey place like that. Even if you've got nothing secret to hide, it's just cool to have it, right? I did come close to nearly starting a business specialising in these because I saw a massive market for it, and with my background in mechanics and electronic engineering and stuff like that, it'd be perfect. But this is a good one as well. The hotel, fuck, how do they find these things, man? That's the question you got to ask, isn't it? I mean, obviously the dogs and stuff play a big part, but look at it. So, fair play to the Lincolnshire police for, innit? Can we claim asylum in Wales? Oh, do you know my son's in Wales at the moment with the military doing his Army Cadets Adventure Weekend in Wales. I think he's going to be climbing Snowdon tomorrow. Is it tomorrow or Tuesday? He's climbing Snowdon in Wales, which is the highest peak in Wales, I believe. So him and the platoon are going out there. He's not doing any grading this time. It's just an adventure camp with the rest of the guys. I don't think he's taking any lessons or anything. But yeah. Be worth more than gold soon. Isn't that right, Karen? Wales is full woke. Yeah, with 20-mile-an-hour speed limits banned again. That's what you're dealing with there, isn't it? 20-mile-an-hour fucking speed limits. You're never going to feel like you're getting anywhere. I'll tell you what, we've got... it's been a long show, and I appreciate everyone staying with me. I think we'll just finish up on this one, because I just think it's funny. And I just want to... I'll be interested to see what the women's reaction is to it. But this guy's drunk out of his face, and what a question, and more to the point, what an answer.
No offense, but these are fucking facts. You guys will kill and destroy everything and anything that's good.
So this is
I want to talk about men.
guy explains the difference between men and women, right?
We're awesome.
Why are you awesome?
Hold on.
Anything that's good, destroy everything and anything that's good.
I want to talk about men.
We're awesome.
Why are you awesome?
Because we're simple. If you put 5 men in a room of every different religion, ethnicity, and age, the first thing that most men would do is try to find common ground.
Okay.
What's your favorite food? What sports team do you watch? That's men. You put 5 women in a room of all ethnicities and all religions and all ages. And what they do is look at who the weakest one is and the strongest one is, and they pair up. And they go, do you believe her hair? Do you believe that fucking purse she's wearing? Look at those heels. That had surgery. We look for common ground. Women look to divide and conquer, and you guys will kill and destroy everything and anything that's good. No offense, but these are fucking facts. I'm Timmy Bounce Back, and I'm fucking back.
Timmy fucking Bounce Back. Brilliant. Love it. Let me know your thoughts on that one. So anyway, thank you so very much each and every one for joining me for this Campfire Catch-up. I was planning to do an after party tonight, but it's going to be a tricky one, and I'll make up for it maybe tomorrow or something. And most of the people who wanted to be doing it, I'm going to be here anyway. So Robert McNamara will maybe catch up over the next couple of days if you're good and you're about. Kazza as well, we're way overdue, and Purple Flurple if I can get hold of her. But thank you to each and every one of you for being with us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's a bit different on a Sunday Campfire Catch-up, but I've had a laugh with you guys, sharing some of the things I wanted to share with you and discussing some of the things we wanted to discuss. Don't forget, you can always catch up with things over on the Discord server. It's free to join, so you might as well. And I've spent a long time building it, and all you fine people have spent a long time making it even what it is now, with everything that's what it is. So thank you so much. It's free to join. Links in the description below. Also in the description below is a link will take you straight to the Wolfpack report, which is something that I launched recently. Even what it is. Which I launched recently, which you can sign up for free. I have put the link in the description below, if I can get on the right screen. So this is what the page looks like when you get there. Wolfpack report. There's a simple form here, name and email, you can sign up and you'll get free access to the monthly glossy magazine style Wolfpack community report with all sorts of stuff, global threat analysis reports, howls and growls, celebrated achievements of our credible Wolfpack, free prepping guides and survival resources, insider alerts and analysis, quote of the month and more, and recognizing some of our awesome subscribers and VIP patrons and people who supported the channel. It's a great thing we're doing here, so go and get yourself added to the list. We'll be launching the first one in the next couple of weeks, so I'm looking forward to as many people getting hold of that as possible while it's free to join, so you might as well. Please do hit the like button if you haven't done already. It'd just be rude not to, since of all the effort I've put in. I think the amount of effort it takes you to just go, bosh, it's definitely got to be done. But what can I tell you? I've had a beautiful time. You've been a wonderful crew, and I'm out of tea, so I need to go make another one. And I've been Drew, and yeah, this has been the Sigma Prepper. So I'm going to be coming back in the next couple of days. Don't miss it. Love, peace, and progress. To the pack.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. Click the like button, it's as easy as that. Check the description for the links you need. Follow my socials, subscribe to my feed. From a single lone woman to a family of 5. Learn from Sigma Prepper and see how you can thrive. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a Wolfpack thing. Prepare the pack. Click the like button, it's as easy as that. Check the description for the links you need. Follow my socials, subscribe to my feed.